Oh my god, are they cute? And yes, I know you're here because of nests and eggs and chickens, but you do. Hold on, hold your breath. This is gonna be a packed one. This is the best feature focus yet. I'm gonna guide you through the wonderful feature focus, and we are going to have a look at a lot of new released animals, and maybe we do find another animal in this feature focus that has been more or less now confirmed, released, whatever. We're going to talk about this. It's going to be a packed one, so let's get into the wonderful narrated file first of all, so you guys can hear and listen to first of all, and then we're going to talk you through.
Hey, it's great to see you. Today, we'll be visiting some of our amazing avian species and the incredible homes we can build for them. Let's soar right into it. Our aviaries are specially constructed to meet the needs of our birds, with a variety of roofs giving them plenty of space to stretch their wings. And some of those wings can get pretty big. Our secretary bird, Temba, has a wingspan of over 6 feet, though their species are known to spend most of their time on the ground. We've certainly got a lot of great enrichment to keep our birds entertained. But you'll still most likely find our long-eared owl, Ontario, in the air. He's most active at night, though does like to show off during the day for our guests. Or maybe he's courting our female, Abby. She does seem impressed. Before long, we'll be welcoming new nestlings to our aviary. While we let these eggs incubate, let's check in on some of our other feathered species. This is our great hornbill aviary, but there's a twist to this one. Meet Dilla, our stunning Malayan tapir. Her family shares this habitat with our party of hornbills. Cohabitation is great for your zoos. Not only is it space efficient, but some animals even need it to thrive. Looks like one of our hornbills is headed to their cavity nest. We should give them some privacy. Can't be watching the nest cams all day. Plus, there's one more type of aviary I'd like to walk you through. Welcome to our Toko Toucan walkthrough. These pathways are an incredible opportunity for our guests to experience the wonders of our birds up close. Just be careful which birds you choose. They don't all take too kindly to visitors. Our long-eared owl's eggs have hatched. They're small now, but they won't stay little forever. Soon, they'll be just as big as their parents. And by then, we'll be able to release them to our wildlife reserves, helping to increase their natural population and let the ecosystems flourish. Sadly, I've got to fly, but next time we'll be letting our creativity run wild. See you soon, zookeepers!
Alright, so let's get going at the very beginning, and there is loads to talk about. Yet another look at, and I'm gonna start with something completely off, but you can see it again that my theory of changing seasons is becoming more and more confirmed, because it is again the same kind of park, and now we've seen that in full glory, in like full summer. We've seen that already in full autumn, but that is like a semi-autumn vibe right now. So what I'm assuming is that this is their kind of feature park for the northern animals, and the ones that we also may do release into the Scottish Highlands, which makes sense. But we are starting with this wonderful opening sequence, giving us a little glimpse at what is going to be the owl habitat, but not just only some owl or whatnot. This is a very special owl, and we do also get a cool Zoopedia image of that to look at later on. But that is, and oh god, I'm just like, I'm so happy we have it in. It's the long-eared owl, and that one is so good. But we also have a bunch of animals being kind of confirmed today. Some new ones, some old ones, but also some surprising ones. So it's so good. Anyways, we're gonna zoom forward a little bit because there's not necessarily too much over here to see. We're gonna leave that running. We get a very fast glimpse at that owl. Very cool flying pattern over here. I'm receiving my Hogwarts letter right now, so waiting for that one. But yeah, we're going into the feature focus, frequent flyers. Not sure what they're going to have with all these, and no, how's it called again? When you always have the same letter at the beginning, I forgot again. It's not analogy, it's the alliteration. That is what it is. So yeah, we have our barrier tool, and we do get another glimpse at the materials in a bit. So you can see they are clicking to add the roof over here, and you can see how versatile the shape is. Let's have a little look at the roof options over here. So we can see that a bit better this time around. This seems to be somewhat of different type of mesh, chain mesh, maybe also rope, and different kind of styles. I wonder where the glass is, because I know that they had glass as an option. It's not only been in a behind the scenes stuff I have seen, it also has been kind of confirmed in some articles. So I'm really interested to see that, but they still haven't had that in here. But what I do like the fact is how they switch up some of the things. I'm also not sure what exactly that is. This is definitely the one kind of mesh we have had in the first game for the walkthrough exhibits, which we were always a little bit annoyed by, because it's so, I really hope we get some recolor option. But yeah, here we get a nice look at the long-eared owl, and oh boy, am I happy to have that one in. And also I love the fact how they're flying. But we do also get another glimpse of the secretary bird, because they do talk about that not all animals will be frequent flyers, in fact, because this one over here, the secretary bird, spends most of its time on the ground. But they also do kind of confirm with that that they do have enough stuff to do, which means we get a whole couple of enrichment items. Skipping back a little bit, I want to kind of guide your look to the top area here, which we already have seen the cute red panda, but that is also the statue kind of it, and also looks like the Asian theme going on up here. I'm really wondering what's in there. It could also be like just a staff room of some sort or so. Just trying also always to find some sneak peeks in the background. Maybe I missed out on something, but this over here is a really cool look at this area at night time. On the left hand side, another Yosemite Valley style kind of build over here. Really love that. It's my kind of vibe, you know. Really loving these kind of northern, yeah, almost timber forest vibes going on. Really like that. But what I don't like, and this is another confirmation of my theory of last week's video, yet again shadows are missing. Also outside, I've seen people talking about that if it's only inside, but we do have shadows coming from the moon, in fact from the moonlight, as you can see with some of the trees. But as soon as you have like an in-game light source, that unfortunately doesn't do the trick, which I do hope they do. Ed, I mean, you can see that in here, what I meant by it looking a little bit flat indeed, but it still looks majorly improved. Obviously, I just want to kind of make sure that is pointed out, so hopefully the team does listen to it. Yeah, what shall I say, this it's my favorite bird model so far. I'm sorry, but you'll see that later on with the screenshot as well. It's looking like a freaking photograph. It's picture perfect. I love that animal. It's gorgeous, and also the way it flies, it looks. Yeah, there you get another wonderful look at it. I remember that like the positioning of the claws over here is subject to be fixed. They hide my microphone. It's an original Rudy over here. They specifically talked about that one. This is going to be fixed in, or like mostly fixed in future versions of, or future version of the game, beta, whatever, release version, because they actually talked about that. Still, I could actually live with this positioning, by the way, over here, just mentioning. And then we've got the big reveal. Actual nests, my friend. My friends, I hope there's more than one person watching. But yeah, all individually, my friend. So this is really gorgeous, seeing that little social interaction. Also, I'm very sorry, my VLC player always has these artifacts. If anyone has a solution how to get rid of that, let me know, but I always used to have that issue. Yeah, we have that wonderful animation over here going on, and yeah, I'm gonna fly away, and you can see some eggs being laid. And oh my god, this is potentially with all the other things they have already shown and building up the hype, another big one that everyone wanted to have. They have kind of teased this in various articles. It just kind of already was sounding like it. And I remember when we've been at the studio, they didn't necessarily say that, so I wasn't sure if I can say it or not, so I actually kind of skimmed over it. But like when we asked them for that, they kind of smirked and went over it a little bit, like, you know, nonchalant. But it was kind of obvious that they were planning something like that. But yeah, having nests in game, and I assume it's a piece, because you can in this footage you can see how the nest itself is stable and not moving while the tree is moving. So it seems like a little asset and not something that the animals would create, which obviously that would be next level. Yeah, I'm fine with that, by the way. I would love to place the wonderful things in trees myself. I have control over that one. Absolutely would like this, just saying. Yeah, having those eggs in here, kind of incredible. I really do not know that because it's not my expertise, but I hope it's kind of accurate to how many eggs they would technically lay in real life as well. That would be really cool. And that also brings me to another real life zoo kind of thing. We'll see in that video that they do hatch naturally and they come out of their eggs supposedly in that nest. But what real zoos also do, specifically in fact, in with the purpose of better reproduction and better repopulation, they take the eggs away, replace them with fake ones so that the owls can still go on nurturing and so on, and they then take the eggs into incubators to give them better chances of actually hatching properly. So I am very curious if they have certain things like that in the game as well, or if they keep that fully natural, which I could totally see happening. But yeah, that's just like a thought I had. Then we move on to another bit of the scenery, and that one specifically is interesting for various reasons. I'm gonna stop here. So we see the hornbill, which is the first very nice look at it after we've seen it many times, just glimpsing at it. We can see there is a huge kind of aviary around this main building in the middle, and then there is something in the middle as well, which you can obviously build all the way, but I'm really curious to know if this is a habitat within a habitat, which was kind of working in the first game, but just with some trickery. I do hope they have a native way of doing this right now, so keep that like huge aviary around and then be able to put a habitat inside without them making any fuzz in the game. That would be really cool, like a small little detail just over here. But what is really cool to see is how they managed to showcase the next animal that is living actually inside of that one, which is the Malayan tapir. By that it's actually confirmed, and here you can see Dilla, one of those, and we also see the babies in a moment. Really enjoy that one. There you get that, and this is subject to the wonderful cohabitation, which changed a little bit from being an add-on, which adds something to the welfare of your animals potentially in the first game if suitable species were combined, to a necessity in this game if there will be some animals, as it sounds, that need cohabitation to fully thrive. Look at that, how they do live together. And I'm not sure how exactly that's going to work, but like with the indoors and outdoors or whatnot, or if this is just a building in the middle for some scenery purposes and birds can fly in there as well. But yeah, I'm just massively happy to see that. There's also like an interesting bit over here which is kind of confusing. You can see there is stuff that they need in here, and I'm not sure if this is the same kind of stuff they need, because at this point they were talking about the cohabitation needs, and then you can see for thriving they need a grazer feeder, they need aquatic, they need food grade 2 and native plants. So I'm wondering what aquatic means. If I would love to have that ability that some animals will actually use this as an excuse to have a pool in there or whatever. No, but I'm just kidding. I think this would be nice if there is a cohabitation. And then obviously we get to one of the most important parts of the video. Not only that we have nests, as you can see, as individual items in varying sizes, we also do have little bird houses that you can place to give them a space to rest, and they do act as burrows in the first game, so you will have a camera inside of them to make them visible from the interior. And they also can act as nests. You can see there are also various versions of nests, as you can tell, and there is also floating stuff, as it seems like over here. I think this is something we have seen in some of the footages above water, but I'm really not sure about that. Also with and without a nest on it, and the same goes for other platforms as well. Seems like you can customize them yourself if you want to. Really cool. Oh, look at that beautiful, gorgeous hornbill over here coming flying in. Look at the landing. That little drop off is just like physically so accurate, and I'm loving that. Look at the fur, the feathers, and like it is just so freaking good. Everything is so good. And then this is what I meant. This is the cavity nest, large as it is. There's also another egg in here, as you can see, and you have the April year one. By the way, this is April again. Fun. We have definitely seen some autumn vibes in the beginning. So yeah, this is where the hornbill is in, and then this is where you can see this from the outside. Very fun indeed. You can see there are some some mechanics roaming around down here. You can see a whole bunch of pieces I recognize from the conservation pack from the first game, so they make a return as well. This is the workshop, so kind of confirming that the workshop indeed this time around is a visible building as well. This is interesting because the workshop has not been... Oh wait, hold on, it was a trade center that wasn't. The workshop was always a... Was the workshop? I think the workshop wasn't even a visible building in the first one. Whatever, it is this time around. If it was or wasn't, doesn't matter. And this is how the entrance into a aviary kind of area looks like. So there's a gate. This seems to be like a normal wall, like a normal fence, and then there is the roof put on top. What we also can see is that some of the animals supposedly can only, well, we will see that in a minute, will only live if there is actually a roof on top. So we do have a difference between aviaries that can people walk into or ones that they cannot. So the toucan over here, for example, the Toko toucan to be precise, is an animal that has a very nice gentle nature, and so it is fine with having guests come into it, while the secretary bird, for example, is not really happy to have people in here. You can definitely tell that this is a wonderful area to see. It's also kind of fun to see the plant population as you can set over here. Preferred group ranges is 1 to 2. Max per sex is 2 male and 2 female, which I do think is what they have. You can see the terrain need is again existing like it was in the first game. You can see temperature, sanity. Interesting is that they do have a need for fresh water, obviously to drink, I assume. And you can see different biomes. It is go for how much space they do need, which I'm also interested to see, because there's seemingly no vertical space, is there? Or is this the vertical kind of space? There is shelter need. There is that like overall roaming area, I believe. It's kind of weird. I would have supposed it's cubic meters then for them. And you can see how the mating system is as always. But more importantly than anything else is that guest can walk through. Back to our olds, we can finally see the babies. Well, in this case, really the babies. Which is interesting because that is maybe a change from all the other animals. While rightfully so, people have always criticized me for saying babies opposed to juveniles. This time around, that's really babies before they can actually come out of their nests and fly around. So yeah, very, very curious to see how this is pulled off, or if that is a hint that we indeed have more life stages, or if they just go with the flow and say whatever the life stages are different per species, just how it works the best to display a younger life stage the best. But do they not look so beautiful, so fuzzy? I just want to cuddle them. It's just so good. I want to cuddle them. Look at that look, oh my god, like how the eyes like blink, and oh my god, look there, you can see the lids just, it's so good. And then you can obviously get a glimpse of them being in a wildlife reserve as well. We do see another little hint at the red deer again. We've already seen officially. I think there's nothing else I missed over here, but at the very end of this video there is yet another. Oh my god, look at this. Yeah, definitely Hogwarts letter incoming. It is just so incredible, the whole animation. And then there is a teaser for next week, or whatever time they will release that, which is about the creative tools. I do recognize my log 01 over here. I do also recognize these ones straight out of Planet Coaster 2, because I certainly use them all the way. Rhododendron triangle. But yeah, that is fine. And then we get these like hair statues, and then obviously there it is hopping. Next time around we will obviously see a hare, obviously, which a lot of people have been wishing for. I remember that this one was so much demanded also with the, like, when we had packs with swans and more domestic animals. People were really wishing for that one. So pretty interesting that we get this in game. I am positively surprised. That's been it for today. I hope you enjoyed this overview. And yeah, if you want to see more stuff, there's been a lot going on this week. Jurassic World Evolution 3 on Tuesday is also having a lot of releases over the week. I will potentially not cover all of them because it's just too much. all the dates and stuff like that is crazy. The next Planet Coaster 2 videos are up in a couple days. There's a lot coming on the weekend, and I'm trying to live stream maybe even tonight, so keep an eye out on the channel. Maybe we do some Planet Zoo 1 finishing off Tiny Atoll. Don't know yet, but if you are interested in that, make sure to join my Discord. Always a good idea, and we are going to talk very soon. Thank you so much, and bye.